another YouTube rant that more subject matter that I don't have enough time to get into in TikTok, not even in a 3-minute video. And I don't know if my algorithm knows that I'm in an interracial marriage. Because maybe it does, because it keeps on showing me a very specific type of video. And I keep pressing not interested. And it's not getting the message. So I keep pressing it. But and thank God these videos usually don't have a lot of views, but some of them do. So many videos out there saying that you, as a black person, are a cOoN if you marry outside of your race. You're anti-black. You can't be pro-black if you marry outside of your race. Guys, I'm fucking sick and tired of the running list of things that you cannot do as a black person outside of actual anti-black actions and actual coonery. The running list of things that you can't do in your own private life outside of problematicness is exhausting. It's exhausting that we are already limited in what we can and can't do safely in society. We're already limited. We're already limited in the jobs that we can take. And I'm speaking as a fucking entertainer, as an actress. There is a limit. Sky's the limit for white people, but not us. We are pigeonholed. We are limited. And then members of our own community really expect us to sacrifice our marriage life, our sex life, our personal happiness for the cause. Let me tell you something, man. My personal happiness and my love life and who loves me is not something that you get to just politicize for your hotep agenda. You don't get to politicize it for your fucking hotep agenda. And you think you're being pro-black. You think you're being so pro-black by saying this. But really, in a roundabout way, which I said in another rant, you're saying that a black person, very often a black woman, but a black person is incapable of being truly, truly, genuinely loved by anyone outside of the black community, outside of fetishization. You're saying that that's not possible. And that's not how love fucking works. That's not how love works. Now, if you are in an interracial relationship and you use that as an opportunity, like these black men that are married to white women, and then say and use that as an opportunity to bash black women, that's another thing. That's another thing. But no, you're not going to politicize my love life, my sex life for your fucking hotep agenda. And very often it's, like I said, I speak on black issues, but I speak mostly about black women. Because even though we're in the fight with black men have been oppressors to us from the jump. And now this is not the same thing as a black man bashing on why they don't like black women, because this is literally This is literally the socioeconomic ladder. This is literally the societal ladder we're talking about. Okay? That black men have been oppressors to black women from the jump. And that we're talking about this more and holding our men more accountable to how they treat us. And those that get it, get it. But if the person that happens to actually treat me like a fucking person, that happens to fucking love me, that happens to be my soulmate, is not black, then they're not black, and that's that. And it's none of your fucking business. What do you want? Do I need to provide a rap sheet of black people that I've dated or been interested in to validate my blackness, to validate that I am not a cOoN? Fuck you. Fuck you. This performative fucking blackness that is literally just to prove to other black people that you are black while going through the experience of being black in America to everybody else and being mistreated by everyone else. And we do this shit, emotional abuse of each other. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. The algorithm must know that I'm married to a Filipino man. It must know. It must know. Look, that's not okay. You know, if you're married to a problematic person who does anti-black things and says anti-black things and you just sit there and let it happen, then you're a cOoN for sure. You're a cOoN for sure, but you do not get to bestow coonery on every black person that is not married to another black person. Because let me tell you, with numbers, just the numbers, black women outnumber black men so fucking much. And so this idea of black love is only so, it's only so true and only so realistic. Because if all the black women decided that they wanted to get married, which not all women want to get married, and that's completely fine, but say all the black women wanted to get married, or all black people we all just dated within our fucking race, then there's just going to be a lot of apparently spinsters and people that are lonely for the sake of the fucking cause, because God forbid you go and date anyone that's not black to find happiness and to find a romantic partner. God forbid. No, you gotta sacrifice your romantic life and sex life for the cause. On top of everything else that you have to sacrifice, on top of all the other shit that you have to do in this world, being black, no. Here's one more thing you don't get to do. You don't get to find love and happiness with anyone that is not in this black community. Completely not giving a fuck how many problematic members we have in our community. Completely just not giving a fuck about the generational curses within our fucking community. Not giving a fuck about that shit. No. That's where we draw the fucking line. And you guys know that especially on YouTube, I'm on my pro-black shit so much because I was raised by a man who was definitely a cOoN, and he he married a non-black woman, my mother. And I remember growing up with him saying why he didn't like to date black women. I remember growing up with him saying that. And now that I recall the things that he said, it was literally all just bashing black women for having an attitude and, being too opinionated and all this shit. I know coonery when I see it. I know it because I was raised with it. I was raised in it. I know coonery when I fucking see it. This is not it. This is not it. You don't get to politicize my romantic life and sex life for the good of the cause. You don't get to use my personal happiness. For your cause, and you don't get to invalidate my blackness based solely on that, not based on behaviors, coonish behaviors, not based on problematic behaviors, but just the action of marrying somebody that's not black. What else can we not do? What else can we not do? Can I not have white friends? Of which I have few now, for a myriad of reasons. What else can we not do? For the sake of performing our blackness, what else can we do? I don't give a fuck about performing my blackness. It's definitely an identity crisis that I went through at some point, and I've arrived at this place as a 29-year-old to say that I don't give a fuck about performing my blackness because I'm secure in it. I know how I walk through the world. And I love who I love. So if you come across that fucking filth on your For You page, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's truly harmful. And it's truly bullshit. And please join me in pressing not interested to keep this shit out of the algorithm, because we go through too much. We go through too much in the outside world, outside of our community. We go through too much. I'm not going to stand for this hotep shit. Not gonna do it. You don't get rights. You don't get rights to my body outside of somebody else just because you're black. I don't owe you that because you're black. I don't owe you that. And walking down the street with my Asian husband, a lot of black men give him nasty ass fucking looks. The nasty fucking looks that he married me, that he's with me, as if he had no fucking right. Nah, fuck that shit, man. Who you marry does not determine whether you're anti-black or not. Your toleration of anti-black behaviors from your partner or associates, that can contribute to your level of anti-blackness and cooonness. And even in that situation, there are so many things that we are just learning to call out, that sometimes we are in shock and we don't call out every single problematic behavior, every single problematic thing that happens, because we are still processing, and that is okay. But you gotta prove coonery. That's something that needs to be, that has to be like for sure. But no. Being black and truly loving somebody outside of your race does not make you anti-black or a cOoN. Because love transcends that shit. There are challenges to dating because of race. And we can talk more about that later in another fucking video. But love is the most important thing in the world. And wherever you can get it truly, wherever you can get true fucking love, that's where you need to be. And if it's not within your community, that's okay. But we're not doing this shit. No.